WWE fans aren't thinking about this with Cody Rhodes, and in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is and why it's significant. Something that y'all ain't paying attention to. I'm about to break it down because Cody Rhodes, he recently hit 200 days as undisputed WWE champion. And in that time, people have said, well, he's had a lackluster reign. Some have said he's had a great reign. Well, let's break it down for a minute. So obviously he beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 and has had a strong run since then, making multiple title defenses. He started out by entering into a program with AJ Styles that included him retaining the title at Backlash France and then again at Clash at the Castle and I Quit match. He then proceeded to team up with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton and falling short to the bloodline that would be Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and Tama Tonga at Money in the Bank. He ran it back with Solo Sikoa, this time in a singles match at SummerSlam in the main event, where obviously Roman Reigns made his big return. Bash in Berlin, Rhodes, well, he retained it over Kevin Owens. Then, on the USA Network debut of SmackDown, he beat Solo Sikoa inside of a steel cage to retain the title. Now, he is slated to meet World Heavyweight Champion Gunther for the Crown Jewel Championship at Crown Jewel on November 2nd. Like I said, he hit 200 days as undisputed WWE Champion. Now, he's the 28th longest reigning WWE Champion in history, just behind Daniel Bryan's 210. And depending on when you hear this, well, it's very likely that he will surpass that milestone. Since becoming the guy in WWE, and I say the guy because if you really think about it, he became the guy the night of Hell in a Cell when he worked Seth Rollins with a torn pec. Sure, he returned to WWE earlier that year, WrestleMania 38, beating Seth Rollins, going on a multi-month feud with Seth Rollins, beating him multiple times. But it wasn't until that night that he tore his pec and he worked the match, regardless, that he became the guy. Here's what people are not thinking about. Throughout all of the title defenses in which I just mentioned, including when Kevin Owens turned on Cody Rhodes, beating him down in the parking lot at Bad Blood, there's been one guy in the background. There's been one guy that has been at the side of Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes the entire time, lurking, looking. And this guy's a viper. This guy's Randy Orton. Here's what you're not thinking about. Here's what you're missing. Randy Orton is primed to be a title contender in the near future, sooner rather than later. So let's break it down for a minute. We have Crown Jewel, Gunther, Cody Rhodes. I predict that Goldberg is going to come back and cost Gunther the match. Cody Rhodes wins it. Okay? What if, or you could have Kevin Owens cost Cody Rhodes. Most likely, you have Cody Rhodes get screwed over. It's in a heel. He's going up against a top heel. Saudi Arabia. That smells to me like a heel will go over. So let's say Kevin Owens costs Cody Rhodes the championship. Let's say WWE puts Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event, which is heavily rumored. Okay? You need something for the Royal Rumble. Or more importantly, you need something for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Right? If The Rock can't do it. But you have Royal Rumble, probably got Elimination Chamber. You got some PLEs coming up in 2025. Randy Orton is going to be Kevin Owens' replacement going forward as the next opponent for Cody Rhodes. It just depends on when they do it and how they do it. We're getting a Randy Orton heel turn, okay? I understand he's super duper over with the fan base right now, and he has been since returning almost a year ago. Wow, how times have changed. How time flies by. But Randy Orton is a better heel than he is a babyface. And going back to his tag team with Matt Riddle 2 years ago, think about that. Well, he has not been a heel. So it's time for Randy Orton to return to his roots. Return to the natural viper, the legend killer, the villainous heel that Randy Orton is. And ironically, these two have a lot of history, right? Because it was Cody Rhodes that was part of Legacy alongside Ted DiBiase Jr. under the tutelage of Randy Orton. He brought them into the fold. He wanted to mentor them. He wanted to show them the ropes of how generational talent, second generational talent, can thrive in this business. How they can go from the bottom to the top overnight, how they can win championships, cash checks, and get famous, right? A lot of history there. Ironically, you have Cody Rhodes, who is what most people would say is like a superhero-like figure. And you have someone like Randy Orton, who is a villainous heel, one of the best to ever do it in that role. Those two clashing at, say, a Royal Rumble, that would be pretty big, right? I can absolutely see it now. Randy Orton turns on Cody Rhodes, to the dismay, to the disbelief, to the shock and awe of those in attendance on the night that they do it, and they go into a pretty heated feud. Because Cody Rhodes, while yes, he has worked with the likes of AJ Styles and Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa, he, for the most part, hasn't had that title defense, that feud that has set the mark, that has inched the marking of what a great champion is remembered as, what a great champion is known to be. Putting him against a guy like Randy Orton would absolutely do it. It would be monumental for his legacy as champion, for his stature as champion in history. And you got to keep in mind on this. Cody Rhodes is not going to be losing this title anytime soon. In fact, I think he's going to go on a very long reign. It took us so long, and so many times we had to hear about him finishing his freaking story to get to this spot. So why wouldn't he have a long title reign? Also, there's no reason to take the championship off of Cody Rhodes right now, or even in the near future. Why? Well, because he moves merch, he moves ratings, he moves social media engagement, he moves tickets. You don't pull the golden goose off the wagon when they're still printing money, right? You didn't do that with Hogan. You didn't do that with Cena. Roman was a heel and he was still printing money. That's why he went on, one of the reasons why he went on such a long reign. So there's no reason to take the title off of him. Having him go over a guy like Randy Orton, who is pretty much bulletproof at this point in terms of how you can book him and beating him and putting him over or putting other talents over him, etc. If you see it in that light, a guy who has history with Cody, a guy that is pretty much bulletproof, and as a heel, and as a big star, as a future world WWE Hall of Famer, it's a perfect feud for Cody Rhodes. It's something in which I would like to see, and I think you guys would like to see it as well. Let me know down in the comments area below whether you like it or not. We're trying to grow this channel, y'all, here on Ringside Intel. Thank you guys so much for watching, helping support us, and let me know down in the comments area below. Do you think Randy Orton Cody Rhodes is the perfect feud going forward?